Thank you, Ryan.
I'm going to turn it over to Don White. I am so excited to just sit back and enjoy. Thank you.
Oh,
All
beautiful.
right. Wow, well, that was fantastic. Let's hear it for her one more time. Come on. That was great.
All
All
right.
right.
All right, here we go. I'm so happy to be here. Hey, here we go. This is a song that I'm playing just because I want to hear a bunch of squares on my computer howling at me. I've never heard that before. It's a new experience for me. Rascal is a dog, he ain't too bright. Me and Rascal were sitting on the couch last night when my woman come in and started to cry. She looked at us with such terror in her eyes. She said, I have raised these children for 18 years while you, Don White, have done nothing. And now they're growing up and they're moving out of here. And my big reward for all I've been through is this dog as dumb as mud. And you, yippee-yahoo. Rascal looked at me in disbelief. He said, she can't be talking about you and me. She has got us to spend the rest of her whole life with. Would you please tell her how incredibly lucky she is? And I said, who's gonna love you any better than this? We'll wake you up every morning with big wet kisses when we hear the police sirens in your neighborhood. We throw our heads up in the air and we howl for you. Ow! And that's cool. You gotta admit that's pretty cool. You know, I don't believe we had succeeded in convincing her of the outrageous good fortune that had befallen her. In fact, instead of looking happy as she could be, she looked a little bit, well, you know, suicidal to me. But hey, kids go to college, kids move away, but dogs and husbands, that's who stays. To you it seems like a big trick of fate, but me and Rascal don't see it that way. We're thinking, ain't we cuddly, ain't we cute? We're both real funny, we're both real true. There's another thing about us that's very cool. If you scratch us on our belly, our left leg moves. And you gotta admit that's cool. Ow! Ow! This is like surreal. This is the kind of dream you wake up screaming from, isn't it? Alright. Well, okay, so maybe we ain't that smart. We're a couple of mutts with a lot of heart. But no one could ever love you better. I'll give you more loyalty than this dog. Dumb as mud. This dog is dumb as mud. This dog dumb as mud in me. All right, there we go.
All right, Don.
Thank you. And the crowd goes wild. The crowd is totally going wild. All right. I know a wife and a husband. They had a shiny little kid. When that kid turned 16, you won't believe what he did. He smoked a lot of marijuana. He snorted cocaine too. Then he told his parents he was gonna drop out of school. The father pounded on the table. The mother hollered and she screamed. They run him down to the doctor. Doctor, what does this mean? He put them all on Prozac. Right then, right there. He said, you'll still have your problems, but now he just won't care. He prescribed a little therapy, some supplementary drugs, but he didn't write a script out for a little more love. Just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing, at least it won't make things worse. When you're looking at your lifetime from the end when you are done, you know it might look a little better, see a little more love. I know a wife and a husband, and they had a shiny little kid. When that kid turned 16, you won't believe what she did. She said, Mom, I'm sleeping over Susan's. that was just a big lie. Cause what she really was doing was staying out all night. And when her parents found out, they cried boo-hoo-hoo. And then they called the radio talk show. They asked him, what should we do? He said, send her off to boot camp. That was his advice. It was good for his ratings, but it wasn't very nice. Just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing. At least it won't make things worse. But when you're looking at your lifetime from the end when you are done, you know it might look a little better. See a little more love. I can see that you're a tough guy. You won't be pushed around. You're not gonna take it. You're good at putting your foot down. You might get killed by lightning. You might get hit by a truck. But if you're not that lucky, you might just wind up spending years in a rest home without a whole lot to do. But look back on what you did with the time God gave you. Just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing. At least it won't make things worse. When you're looking at your lifetime from the end when you are done, you know it might look a little better. Big, rough, tough guy to see a little more love. It might look a little better. See a little more love. Yay! Oh, Square 15 is losing it. Square 17, they're having a good time over there too. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna play a song for somebody that I met at one of these festivals. It might have been Half Moon or Sober in the Sun. And let me tell you the story. So my daughter was doing booking for me at one point, and she called me up and she goes, I have a wedding for you to do in South Boston. It's a wedding, but I think the people are in recovery. I go, okay, great, good. So 2 days before the event, the wedding, she called me up again and said, it's not going to be a wedding anymore. I go, well, why am I doing it? She goes, she goes, I have to just tell you. This is my daughter now. She goes, Dad, I talked to this woman for a half hour. Like, something happened. I don't know what happened with the fiance, but it's not going to be a wedding anymore. She's going to have a celebration of life for her sponsor. And I go, well, you know, what are we doing? And she goes, you're not going to believe this woman. She is the most interesting. I've never met anybody like her. I only talked to her on the phone for a half an hour, and I'm telling you, this is going to be interesting. So now I'm intrigued. Like, I'm really intrigued. I want to know what's this? Who is this woman? So I go to this little place in South Boston. It's like I don't know, a church or a basement somewhere, and I'm supposed to play after a DJ plays, and I want to meet this woman. I need to meet her because I want to meet somebody whose wedding all of a sudden disappeared, but now she's going to have a party. And she's good with it. So I kept thinking, there's going to be a facade here. This is going to be, nobody can be happy about this. And so I meet her. And right away, I'm staring at her. I'm like, you know, and I couldn't see it. I couldn't see that there was any difference. She looked just like she was at her own wedding. She was so in the moment. And the first thing I noticed about her is that she had these shoes on. They were like red shoes with diamonds all over them. It looked like if she clicked her heels, she could shoot off to Oz. And I had like $10 rotten, stinking, you know, shoes on that I bought, you know, 5 years earlier, and they were all beat up and everything. And I put my foot next to her for her shoe for contrast, and she took a phone out, snapped a picture of it. And I was kind of charmed by her right away, right? And I kept looking at her, and she just looked to be like somebody, not like anybody I ever met before, just so in the moment. And then she walked, the music started, she walked to go on the stage to dance. And as she was leaving, she said to me, I have stage 4 breast cancer. It's in my bones, she said. And I was like, what? And then she walked away and got on the dance floor. And I had been around people like this before, people for whom tomorrow is a question mark. And it's kind of like being around a holy person, because we all talk about carpe diem and seizing the day. We stay at home and write memes about it, which the irony of sitting in at a computer and writing a meme about seizing the day while you are literally not seizing the day. That is not lost on me. I just want to say to everybody out there, okay? but we all understand it, right? But when you're around somebody who's living it, you know, who might not see tomorrow and they know it, you're like around a holy person. When they smile, you never saw a smile like that. It like cracks the glass on your eyes. When they hug you, oh man, you never had a hug like that. Like when she hugged me, like I felt like there was nothing else happening on planet Earth. That it was just this hug and everything else was shut down. It's almost like we could have lifted up out of the ground and just gone away, you know, floated to the sky. And when they dance, I'm telling you, my friends out there, nobody dances like somebody for whom tomorrow is a question mark. And I watched her on the dance floor, and it was like in a movie where everybody faded away and there was one light on her, and she was just twirling as if, you know, totally in the moment. And she became my pal. Her name was Joan Lynch, and she would come to my concerts all the time. And one time she came to a concert of mine at Passim toward the end of her life, actually, and she came right from the hospital. She was in treatment and really sick, you know, and she said, "I'm going to this concert at Passim, like unplug me." And they're like, "No, you have to stay here." She goes, I'm going to see Don White." And she got up out of bed and had her friend come to the concert, and she looked beautiful. She couldn't have been any sicker. Right? But this is the thing about her, and some of you guys here I think know her a little bit or knew her. She dressed beautifully. Like when she showed up at Passim, she was gorgeous. She had this beautiful purple multicolored scarf on, and the reason she did this, her friends told me, is that she might have one good hour a day. And if she went out in public, she wanted to look beautiful so people wouldn't worry about her. And the rest of the time, she'd be buckled over, you know, dying, basically, right? And that's the kind of person that she was. And I raised money for her. I did a bunch of things for her, and I miss her a lot. And she taught me a lot about being in the moment and not letting it get by. So I'm going to sing this song for her, Joan Lynch. The song is called Last Dance. She told me she was stage 4. She walked onto the dance floor like it was the last dance of her life. I never saw a smile so bright. I never got a hug so tight. Never saw a dance hall light illuminate a soul so bright. These eyes have seen a lot of things, but they never saw angel wings till they watched a woman dancing like it was the last dance of her life. Like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance of her life. I know that people love the old cliches, how everybody ought to seize the day. You know, they post them on their social page every hour of every day. But you gotta love the irony of sitting down at a computer screen, posting carpe diems day and night, while your life goes passing by. I never saw a smile so bright. I never got a hug so tight. I never saw a dance hall light illuminate a soul so bright. These eyes have seen a lot of things, but they never saw angel wings till they watched a woman dancing like it was the last dance of her life. Like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance of her life. Maybe tomorrow I will try to write a song about this precious life, but you know, tonight I think I'll live this life instead of describe it while it's passing by. She told me she was stage 4. She walked onto the dance floor, and her body started moving like this was the last dance of her life.
Oh, Dawn, that's beautiful.
Beautiful. It was nice.
All right. I thought you said this guy was funny. What the heck was that? How was that funny guy you went to see at the concert the other night? It was the worst funny show I've ever been to. All right. So, I just want to, you know, these people that impact you in this world, it's nice to keep their names alive. And with this technology, you can do it with music and words and with photograph too. So, all right. So here we go. Here's a song from my most recent album. My most recent album is called Live at the Guthrie Center. There's a link in the chat where you could buy my CDs. If you're still a person who buys CDs, I know there's 2 or 3 of you left in the world. You could go there and buy it. This song would be on it. And this is a song that I wrote a while back. So where I live in Massachusetts and where I go a lot in Michigan and in Colorado, all those states, weed is legal. And I have to tell you all, I think it's okay. I don't smoke it myself. I smoked plenty of it back in the day, but I don't smoke it now. But I'm glad it's legal. I'm glad nobody's going to jail for it. Let me just establish that at the beginning of this thing here. Okay, I'm okay with it being legal. It used to be quasi-legal. Do you remember that? Like when you had to get your doctor to lie for you. Like John has some anxiety and early stage glaucoma, so he needs some Hawaiian bud to solve his issues, right? It used to be that way, right? But now you just walk in the store and get it. And again, I'm okay with it. It's okay. I have 2 issues which I address in this song. One of them is in my town, Lynn, Massachusetts, and I mean this is 100% true. You cannot go anywhere and not smell weed anymore. Anywhere. It's coming out of churches and kindergartens and police cars. Every intersection, every car is just blowing out the windows. And which again, I don't care. It's okay. That doesn't even bother me. But, it doesn't bother me that joggers now leave their house and when they pass the church and then the kindergarten and the intersection and the police car, they buy a bag of Doritos and keep running right to detox. I'm okay with all of that too. It's all right. None of that bothers me, right? But here's what I'm concerned about. If we were at the festival and I'm looking at the squares now and seeing so many people here that I would seek out and want to talk to. We would go for a walk in the woods, we would sit by a campfire, and I would listen to what you said, and I would learn things, and we would share the beauty of conversation. And so my concern now is that with it being so available and destigmatized, right? I think those of us who love, focused conversation where the person you're talking to remembers what you said to them. That kind of conversation like that. I think that we're in for a stoner zombie apocalypse. I think we're going to have like speakeasies. We're going to have to meet underground. We're going to call them Speak Coherently Easies. And we're going to have secret meetings underground where we can have conversation where the people that we're talking to can remember what we say. That's just my thoughts on it. So I know everybody is on the other side of this opinion. They all think it's good, and I don't care. I'm glad it's legal, but here we go. This is called This Is Nothing. I sat around with a bunch of stoners. I listened to them talk all night long. They were sure that their conversation was deep with meaning. They were wrong, 'cause when you smoke it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing at all. My friend Harry lit up a fatty to celebrate my brand new job. I watched his brain float out of my window. He left me talking to an empty block. 'Cause when you smoke it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing at all. I have to get in character for this part, so here, wait a second. I'm gonna droop my eyes a little bit. I'm gonna droop them a lot. All right, second. I'm gonna slow the guitar down to stoner speed. Wait a minute. It's still too fast, I guess, Louis. There you go. All right. Yeah. We're all 20 years old. We're sitting in somebody's mother's basement. There's a lot of smoke in the room. We're having deep thoughts the way young people do about the world. We're philosophizing. And my best friend Jeremy, why is your best friend always named Jeremy? I don't know. But there he is. You can see his outline through the smoke across the room. And he's going to speak. He's got something important to say because he's having deep thoughts. And this is what he says. What if our whole life was just a dream, man? What if we're dreaming this right now? I forgot what I was just saying. Let's order pizza. Cause when you smoke it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I wasn't wrong. We're not having a conversation. We're doing nothing at all. It cures glaucoma. It cures insomnia. Some people say that it is a cancer cure, but it does not cure incoherent conversation. That's for sure.
All right,
How true.
Hey, let's order pizza. Come on, we can do it.
Pizza!
Wow.
Now listen, I get it. You know, like I look at that square 14, they're all flaring up. There's a bunch of smoke in square 15. You know, it's all right. You guys, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Do what you want. Just don't talk to me when you're using that stuff. I'm gonna hit myself in the head with a hammer. All right, here we go. So let's see. I'm gonna tell you a story. The story that this room that I'm in right here was my daughter's bedroom when she was a kid, and my bedroom and my wife's bedroom's right over there. So I was working 16-hour days. So like I was kind of like Curtis, you know, working construction, go get up in the morning, and then come back, go home, take a shower, fall into bed, right? for years at a time, right? Decades, right? And So exhaustion, me and exhaustion had a long-standing relationship. We had a long-standing intimate relationship. I know he knows how to make me miserable, and I know that he likes doing it. So one day I'd worked 16 hours. My daughter was 15 years old. I came home, took a shower. I had been breathing fiberglass insulation all day and crawling through attics and running fire cable for this alarm system. And I was just beat, man. I was the kind of tired that makes you want to sit in a puddle and cry. You know, like that kind of tired like that, right? So I come home, I crawl into bed, I'm trying to get some sleep. Like exhaustion is beating me about the head and shoulders. I can hear the 5 a.m. setting on the alarm clock actually taunting me. I can hear it talking. Dawn White, I'm gonna ring as soon as you close your eyes, big guy, just so you know, right? So and so I'm trying to get some sleep. I just need this much sleep. Like how much sleep is that? I don't know. A morsel, a modicum, a molecule. I need this much sleep or I'm gonna die, right? and I can't sleep because my daughter is 15 years old. There's no door on her bedroom, and I can hear everything that's going on in here. And she's on the phone with her best friend, and she is laughing her head off. That's like screeching, laughing, and wailing the way only a 15-year-old girl can sound. There is no sound on earth like the sound of two 15-year-old girls laughing with each other, right? And so I say to myself, I have to do something about this, or I just can't live with this. So I conjure up in my mind my available dad identities that I think that I have to pick one of these to go over there and address the situation with. So I have three different dad identities. The first one is the guy who likes to yell, the blusterer, right? And so I think, okay, I conjure him up, I picture him. I think if I bring him over to the doorway, what will happen? This is what will happen. I would come over here to this doorway. Her bed would have been right here, and I would come in, stand in the door, and I go, I'm trying to get some sleep here. You don't care that I have to get up at 5 in the morning. Why should you? You get to sleep till noon. That would never even occur to you that other people might be living in this house. And then I would put my fist up like this because I'm the boss, right? I'm the dad number one. And I would say, hang up that phone right now. And then, boys and girls, there would be quiet. What kind of quiet? There'd be quiet anger, quiet resentment, and there would be quiet plotting of revenge. Because dad number one gets more quiet than he bargained for. That's because he's 100% noise and 0% thinking about the results of his behavior. And so he wins the battle at the expense of the war. He's a pawn of exhaustion, and he lives in this vicious cycle of screaming and yelling, and then having to go apologize for it, right? So I think maybe dad number one isn't the guy for this job. So I conjure up dad number two. Take a look at him. Dad number two is still a pawn of exhaustion, but he lacks the will to fight. Instead, he's kind of a wimp. He's a pleader. His method is to look as pitiful as possible and to speak in a defeated monotone. My daughter's name is Ariel. I would say, Ariel, please, if you love me, even just a little bit, please take that phone and go downstairs with it. I have to get some sleep, please. And so, although dad number two is kind of weak and sad, at least if he does the job well, I won't have to apologize for the way he did it, right? So I think dad number two is the guy for the job. So I conjure up my defeated monotone. I roll it around in my mouth. I'm getting ready to get out of bed and go address the situation when a door in my mind opens up and out walks dad number three. He speaks. He says dad number one is mean and dad number two is just kind of sad. The problems here are not with the sounds in this house. It's with the way that you are choosing to hear them. And I think to myself, great, dad number three is a philosopher. I go, is this going to take long? I really need to get some sleep here. He tells me to shut up, and he continues. He goes, let's take a look at what we actually have here, Don White. That's right. I'm on a first name basis with my imaginary dads. Let's take a look at what we actually have here, Don White. You are about to take action that will stop the sound of laughter in your home. Is this really what you want? Don't you know that the sounds in a home are part and parcel of the memories that are created there, and that quiet is what happens in a house when you're alone in it? And then he says it again. The problem here is not with the sounds in this house, it's with the way that you are choosing to hear them. And then I get it. Like, I get it completely. Like, all of a sudden I have this great big white light of understanding just wash over me. And I ask myself this question: what kind of a father can't go to sleep to the sound of his daughter laughing? And then instantly, it was as if me asking the question changed everything, right? All of a sudden, all the sounds coming from my daughter's room were transformed. They became music. They became summer rain. I laid back in bed and I let them just wash over me. All the pores in my body opened up and just drank in the miracle of my daughter's teenage laughter. It was magic. It was giddy. It was a sound so complete that it was as if there was no difference. It was as if all of her molecules were laughing. There was no difference between my daughter, the young adult, and laughter itself. It was all one beautiful symphony, light and lovely, and she sang me to sleep with laughter. And I dreamed the dreams of a rested, peaceful man. And when I woke up in the morning, I wasn't just renewed. I was reborn. I was a new man. Exhaustion was gone and wouldn't return until the day had wrestled from me my zest. And I lied there in bed thinking about the day ahead of me and the 16 hours I had to work. And I thought about the home I was raised in. And I wondered if I had if I could count them, if my memories of people laughing would outnumber my memories of people yelling. I thought about that for a minute. Walked over to my daughter's bedroom. I glanced in upon her sleeping figure, beautiful and at peace. And I whistled the line from her favorite pop song. I put on my dirty insulation covered work boots and went onto my work van and I started my day. That's it.
There you go.
Awesome, Don.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, you guys. So and this is a funny thing I was thinking about this last night. I have 5 different performing identities or performing audiences. And before I had to perform this way online, I could keep them separated from each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, but now they're all mixed together. Like I perform for people in the suburbs who are educated and college educated and whatever. They read a lot. I perform for my friends from Lynn who didn't go to college or anything, but their hearts are gigantic and they like a certain kind of show. I perform in storytelling festivals where there's children and people, serious about their religion. You have to watch what I'm saying there and do it differently. And I have my solar community. So none of they never mixed before, right? But tonight, there you all are. Look at you all. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm revealing the whole, all my secret identities are all mashed together here in one. I don't know if I can live through this, but I'll do my best. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sing this song. And this is a song normally that we would close the festival with everybody. I'm going to play it for all my friends. And now, those of you that have gone to the festival for years, I want to congratulate you on your sobriety. And under these times now, it's really hard. I think I read today that 30% of people have picked up during this time. So if you're doing okay, I appreciate you and I'm happy for you. But what I'm going to say to you is something, just a suggestion. So I have a Rolodex. That's how old I am. Like I have a actual, look at this. See this right here? Look at it. It's like a thing with paper in it and people's names in it, right? Like that. And I have names of all my pals in here. And I go through it every week or so. And I just look for somebody that I know is alone, maybe divorced or whatever, living by themselves. Has had problems before COVID, and now I know they're not doing good, or someone with mental health issues or whatever. And I'll just call them, talk to them for half an hour. And I think it's a big thing. It's a small thing to do, but it's a big thing because I think a lot of times when I hang the phone up, I think I'm the only person this person has talked to in a month. And so it's something we can all do. We're all busy and all that, but just make a little note, stick it on your desk and say, call somebody today. It matters. And that's one thing that I love about Sober in the Sun is it's a group of regular people taking care of each other, whatever. There's everybody I met at this festival for playing it for 29 or 30 years, every one of them would take a phone call at 3 a.m. and get out of bed and come if you told them you were in trouble. And I don't know where you find another community that will do that. I mean, my heart is just huge for that. And so you all know how much I love you. And so let me sing this song. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. It's only going to be maybe 3 minutes or 4 minutes. The first part of the break, there's going to be a public service announcement that I want you all to watch. It's very important. Don't give that away now, Sarah. It's a very important public service announcement.
It is.
And then we're going to put the screen up that shows you how you can donate. And so, as I say every week, this is a free concert. If you don't have any money, you don't ever have to worry about not being welcome where I'm playing. And when we go back to playing in regular venues and concerts, if you're broke, you call me, send me an email, and you can come. I'll get you in. You never have to worry about being out of work and not being welcome where I am. I have been without money more than with money in my life, and And that applies here too. Do not feel uncomfortable. You just to sit back and enjoy the show. But if you're doing okay and you like what we're talking about to support this kind of a thing in these difficult times, and then you're supporting me too. I'm calling it the Dawn White Ramen Noodle Fund. So you want to support Sober in the Sun and their good work and the Dawn White Ramen Noodle Fund. Donate, and you can donate on Venmo or PayPal, or you could write a check. It'll go to the PO Box 46, and so we'll take a few minutes and do that, and then I'll come back and play to 25 past or so. Then we're gonna have an after party with some special guests and some people. It's gonna be like the coffee house. We're gonna we're gonna try to use the technology to make it feel like we're together the best we can. This is the best we can do, and I miss everybody, and so you might want to hang around for that. But I can understand it. If you have a long ride home, don't worry about it. If you have a long ride from the living room to the kitchen, you go ahead and get in the car and make that long ride. Don't worry about it. All right. There is a little girl with pretty curls. She's about 5 years old, and she is waiting at the gate for her dad to come home. When he pulls around the corner in his shiny white car, she feels the magic light up in her heart. And he picks her up and he holds her. He says he missed her. He's glad that she is here. As the child lays her head on his shoulder, she whispers these words in his ear. Daddy, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now she is 20 and there's plenty of love everywhere. She's getting married, so her family and her friends are all there. They've gathered this morning to stand at her side as she waves goodbye to this time in her life. And they each take a moment to hold her and to tell her what she means to them. In a world that seems to keep getting colder, she has been blessed with a warm family and friends. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are older and no one told her it got crazy like this. They're going to night school, they're working jobs too, they're raising 3 kids. The youngest one is crying with a bruise on her knee. She needs attention and she needs sympathy. And when she picks her up and she holds her, that old magic lights up in her heart. And as the child lays her head on her shoulder, she knows exactly why they're working so hard. Little girl, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are 60 and their history spans 40 odd years. They have buried their parents, now their grandkids are here. There's something about the way they look in each other's eyes that speaks softly about the meaning of life. And when he puts his arm out to hold her, it feels so familiar and warm. She thinks love is an expanding endeavor till your last breath from the moment you're born. Now she is 80 and she hates being in this nursing home. Her man's been gone now for a long while and she feels so alone. She closes her eyes and she begins to pray that a little comfort might just come her way. And God lifts her up and he holds her. And she remembers this feeling she has. She is not a woman whose life is almost over. She is a little girl being held by her dad. And God, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. And God, love is real simple. Love is real simple. Love is real simple and true. There you go.
Thank you, Don. Beautiful.
Nice job.
Amazing.
All right, so I'll be back in 4 minutes. Be sure and donate if you can afford to do so. But first, I want you to watch this very important public service announcement. All right.
This car has been stopped for quite some time. I'm going to check it out. Excuse me. Have you been smoking any pot today?
No,
Well, you've been stopped here for 15 minutes. Can you tell me why that is?
we're waiting for the stop sign to turn green.
How high are you?
Hi, how are you?
No, I said, how high are you?
Hi, how are you? This cop is so friendly, babe.
Okay, I am going to have to conduct a pot sobriety test.
Oh man, I'm too high for that.
Blow into this?
Hey, is that a breathalyzer?
No. Okay, now I'm going to ask you a few questions to determine your ability to drive. Why is a pizza box square when the pizza's a circle and all the little slices are tiny triangles? Which of these two snacks would you prefer? Chips or the cookie dough? Step out of the car, please. Let's go.
Please, don't drive high. We're getting cookie dough all over the back of our cruisers. A message from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Nice.
So good.
Right now, I'm watching everybody.
Oh, you're still muted.
Hey everybody, welcome back. All right, so here's one. It's for my wife. I've been with my wife for a long time, man. We got married in 1978. We're still hanging around together, and COVID hasn't pushed us over the edge. We have we have upstairs and a downstairs, and we stay away from each other pretty good. It's been pretty good. One of the reasons why we've done so well together over the years is that she makes me laugh. She's just a punk, and I'm kind of in the laughter business. It's not easy to sneak up on me, for me not to see the joke coming, but she does it quite often. And so it's a little song called Sassy Brat for her, and just to acknowledge that I wouldn't be where I am without her. I'm crazy about her still, which is weird, isn't it? Is it weird to be still crazy about somebody that you met when you were 16? I am. I don't know. In the 18, 19, 20, 30, 42 years that we have been wed, I wondered if you ever heard a word I said. Till I said, pass that remote control over here, and you told me to blow it out my ear. I love you, you're a sassy brat, you make me mad, you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. When my fans call up and say that I'm great, you tell them that is a huge mistake. That if they had to live with me, they would understand what a big pain in the ass I am. I love you, you sassy brat. You make me mad, you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. There are men that like women who they can dominate, that bring them breakfast in bed and always tell them that they're great. Well, my sassy lady never does that for me, but at least a life with her is definitely not boring. She says if you want me to believe that you're great, do a couple loads of laundry around here someday. Hey pal, it's only because you're still kinda cute that I haven't already gotten rid of you. I love you, you sassy brat. You make me mad, you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. You say the kids have both gone to the show. How about a little quickie before they come home? And I say, I suppose you think you're really slick, the way that you keep emphasizing little and quick. It's not that funny. Stop laughing. It's not that sure. I'm not that sure. I love you, you're a sassy brat. You hurt my big fat ego and you make me mad. Please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. You know my sassy bratty lady has been hanging around here, driving me crazy. 42 years, if I could ever afford to see a psychiatrist, I'd ask him why the hell do I like being treated like this. We were in bed but we were still awake. You said I really love you in this life we've made. I said, hey, can I quote you on what you just said? You told me if I did you'd punch me in the head. I love you, you sassy brat. You make me mad, you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. I hope it's not too much to ask. Let me grow old. with my sassy brat. All right, so here. This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do. Let's see, a song, little story, and a song, and then we'll end this thing. This is one. Those of you that come all the time, I promise you, none of you have heard this because I bet I haven't sang this song 15 years. But I've been thinking about the fact that people are under quarantine. So if you had a bad family life, right? If you're a kid in a house that had a lot of problems, and now you can't get out, now you can't get away. Do you know what I mean? It's hard. It's a serious thing, right? So I'm just going to put this out here if I can remember it. My father, my mother, my brother, and me went to McDonald's for something to eat, and I played in that room with the slide and the toys, and I had lots of fun there with 5 other boys. But when my dad said it was time to go, I wanted to stay, so I told him no. And he slapped on my face, and he pulled on my hair in front of those 5 other boys that were there. And now I'm in bed, I'm alone, and I'm sad. It's dark, I can't sleep. And I'm mad at my dad. Never, never, I will never. My friend Kathy Cole doesn't have many things, but she had this one doll that could talk and could sing, but her parents got drunk and they had a big fight and they yelled at each other way into the night, and the next day her mother picked up that doll and she threw it at Kathy and it crashed on the wall, and then after that, when she pulled on the string, doll wouldn't talk and the doll wouldn't sing. I love Kathy Cole because I think she knows how it feels in your bed to be sad and alone. Never, never, I will never. I will get my own paper route like that kid Billy Ring, and I will buy Kathy Cole a brand new doll that sings, and we will hide it in my backyard where it will be safe, and no grown-ups will break it or take it away, and we will get married and have our own girl and boy. And we will not slap their faces, and we will not break their toys, and we will love them and hug them and tell them they're great. And we will never make them feel like I feel today. And I will always remember how I feel today. And I will never make anyone feel this way. I will always remember how I feel today, and I will never make anyone feel this way. Never, never, I will never.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Don. Thank you so much.
Nice, nice.
I haven't heard that one in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, it's, you know. All right. So here we go. I'm going to wind this thing down. I'm going to tell you a story called My Messed Up Friend and His Backhoe. And then we're going to play a song for you the way we would have ended the festival. So then when I'm done with that, we'll take I will put the splash up, the screen up again, and so if you can donate, I want you to think about it. You're supporting an organization that is literally in some ways saving lives. At the festival now for 30 years, and everybody here can testify to this, and people who come, you'll see people with 40 years of sobriety and people with less than 24 hours, and they come to it, and all of a sudden they're surrounded by this support system. And the idea of this festival is that you don't have to sit around in a circle and talk about being sober. You can dance and raise hell and go swimming and do whatever. It's a way to sort of show you the community. And all right, so I have some friends and they're messed up, but lots of them actually. But I had to tell you that it's not one-sided. I have been the messed up friend too. I have other friends who could say I have friends who are messed up and they're talking about me. Right? So one day you're in your house and you look out your window, and because you hear a noise, a motor, and you see your messed up friend driving a backhoe into your yard. And you think to yourself, oh, this is a new one. And while you're watching, he commences to dig a 6 foot hole in your yard. Well, let's make it 8 so it doesn't feel like a grave. He digs an 8 foot hole in your yard, and then he jumps off his backhoe and rings your doorbell. And before you get to open the door, he's jumped off your porch and climbed down in the hole that he dug with his backhoe. And you walk over to your messed up friend, who you love, by the way, and you say to him, "What's happening?" And your messed up friend looks at you and says, "Look at this terrible hole that I'm in." And you say, "I just saw you dig that hole." And he says, "No, I did not dig this hole. I did not mess up my life. This is not of my doing. The pressures did it to me. The marriage, the work, the government, some outside force has made my life unmanageable, and now I'm in this terrible hole, and everything looks awful from where I am." And what they always want, is for you to climb in there with them. So you can see how terrible the world looks, right? I can see a lot of people nodding heads. I don't think I've ever told this story where more people were totally on board with me in my life. This is the most on board audience for this story that I've ever seen. All right, so they want you to climb down in there with them so you can see how terrible the world looks from where they are. But I have to tell you something. We've been listening to me for longer than anybody should have to, really, I feel, in this world. But since around 7:15, and I've talked a lot and said a lot of things. So when I say to you, I'm not a genius, there's about, how many squares are there here? 30-something squares. You should all nod in agreement. Yes, Ton, you are not a genius. We listen to you talk for an hour and 15 minutes now, and with it's unanimous, right? But I know one thing. If I climb in that hole with my messed up friend that I love, and you walk by, I don't know what you're going to see, but I know what you won't see. You won't see two really smart people down in a hole. That's what you're not going to see. You're not going to see two geniuses in that hole. That's not going to be what you're going to see. So I don't do it. I never do it, because I love this person, and I know that's not how you help them. All right? So what I do, and these are I'm speaking figuratively now, so I draw a portrait of them. And it's not a portrait of how they see themselves, because they're buried. They're buried under their troubles. They can't see themselves, but I can see them. And I can see them not the way they see themselves, but I can see them when their dreams have come true. I can see them when their potential has been fulfilled. I can see them when they've become everything that they could have become, and they have their wings. And I hold my portrait of them up to them and say to them, "This is what I have for you. This is what you get when you come here. It's the only thing that I can give you is my vision of what you look like after your dreams have come true." And what happens, what always happens, is it infuriates them. They climb out of their back hole and climb in their back hole, and they go somewhere else. Maybe they go over your house, dig a big hole in your yard, see if they can get you to climb in there with them. But sometimes, and everybody that's gone to this festival has had this experience. It's why we keep doing it. It's why we keep believing in people even when we lose people. Sometimes, maybe 10% of the time, they go away and they get some help. They find a group to meet with. They get some medication. They find a psychiatrist. They find the support somewhere, right? And they take getting better seriously. And a year will go by, and your doorbell will ring, and you'll open your door, and there, standing on your porch, is this person that you love so much. And there they are, standing there just exactly the way that you drew them. And it is an extraordinary moment in a person's life when you can say to somebody that you love, that you thought maybe you would lose, and say to them, "Look at you. Look how beautiful you are. Aren't you glad that I didn't climb in that hole with you and agree with the terrible way that you saw the world and yourself? Aren't you glad that I believed in you?" And I think one of the best things that you can be in this world is a person who believes in people that are not well enough to believe in themselves. And I think that you can develop the kind of eyes that if somebody looks in them, they don't see blue or brown. They see a reflection of how you see them. And at my best, if you look in my eyes, what you'll see is how I see you, which is I can see you when your dreams have come true, when your potential has been fulfilled, and when you have your wings and you can contribute to this world. I am honored to be part of this festival for so long, and I want you all to know how much I love you. I just look forward to it every year, and hopefully next year we'll be able to do it. So we put together, with the help of my friends, a little something to play for you now. When this is over, we'll put the screen up so you can donate, and please donate if you can. You know, you're supporting something important. And then we'll have an after party if you want to hang around. But thank you so much for listening to me, and much love to you all. Go ahead, Brandon.
Oh.
She walked across the room like she was walking off a cliff. In my mind I said, what kind of shattered angel is this? Her walk said, I've surrendered. Her face, I've had enough. Her eyes were holes, they were dark and cold. They said, I've given up. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. You know, life rains down so hard upon some people that we know. It tears their faith and hope away, and they walk around like ghosts. And we see them as they are breaking, and as their spirit dies, but deep inside we still believe they will come alive and fly. I saw an angel in pieces, as if the pieces all fell from the sky. I said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly. Now she walks across the room like she could walk across the sky. And those old dark eyes are so alive, they set the room on fire. This is no shattered angel, I say to myself. I feel Zuzu's petals, I hear one small bell. said in my heart, I believe this sad angel someday will fly.
Woo!
Nice. Very nice.
All right. Woo! That's amazing, John. Oh my God.
That was awesome.
You're magical.
Woo!
I want to thank John Svecki and the Loomers, especially John and his son, for putting that together. And
Yeah.
so you guys just relax a little bit, donate if you can, and we'll come back and have a little song circle with some special guests, and we'll bring our opener back to do some tunes, and we'll just we'll do our best to simulate community. All right.
Yeah. 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 Woo!
All right, my part of this thing is pretty much over. I may play a song in the circle now, but thank you all. This was really good fun, and we do these things every Thursday with different partners. So you can go to donwhite.net and check out where I'm going to be every Thursday, and I promise I'll take care of you. You know, we'll have a few laughs. We'll put our hearts on the table a little bit, and we'll do our best to get through these weird days and weeks and months. And so I want to start what we'll call a song swap now. Just picture us around a campfire now, in Spencer, Mass, or Rutland, Mass. After the festival, after the main stage shut down, we're just trading songs here. So I want to welcome back Bonnie, who did such a fantastic job to set the tone for tonight. So let's spotlight her and help me here. And let's spotlight her and make sure that that we give her a nice welcome back, please, for Bonnie.
Thank you. Am I feedbacking again? Am I okay?
Yeah, you're okay now.
Okay. Well, hello again. Don, that was just so wonderful. I had just an absolute blast listening to you. I feel filled up and I feel close to y'all. So, all right, hold on 1 second. I'm totally gonna spit out my gum.
Appreciate the honesty.
So this is a song I wrote with my friends Alice Bargeron and Becky Monnier, and yeah, it's just a song about not giving up. This ain't gonna break me. It ain't gonna knock me down. It won't make me crack like a piece of glass, 'cause I'm stronger than that. It was a shock for sure. You walked right out my door. I watched you leave. Struggled just to breathe. I cried my share of tears until the smoke cleared. I hid beneath the covers till I believe without you I'm still me. And this ain't gonna break me. This ain't gonna knock me down. It won't make me crack like a piece of glass, 'cause I'm stronger than that. You'll never see me crawl. I'm gonna stand up tall. It's time to let you go. I can hold my own. I want you to know that this ain't gonna break me. Comes in, I feel the wind again, the lilacs bloom, I smell their sweet perfume, my spirit's still intact, I finally face the fact that now you're gone, I'm right where I belong, without you life goes on. This ain't gonna knock me down. It won't make me crack like a piece of glass, 'cause I'm stronger than that. You'll never see me crawl. I'm gonna stand up tall. It's time to let you go. I can hold my own. I want you to know this ain't gonna break me.
Wow, Bonnie, that was beautiful. Woo!
Thank you, Bonnie.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Wow.
Bonnie, that was beautiful. Thank you. You're so good.
Thanks, Don.
So,
You're so
well, thank you. I'm not fishing for compliments, but thank you. Listen, will you hang around? We'll go around one more time, and then when we get to you again, maybe we can chat a little bit and let people know a little bit more about you. Are you up for that?
Yeah, sure.
All
That'd be
right.
great.
So thank you. Let's hear it one more time for Bonnie Lee Panda. Beautiful.
All right, Bonnie.
All right, so now I want to introduce my friend who I would be with this weekend. As we have been probably if I've been playing the festival for 28 or 9 years, I bet I've been doing it with him and his band for 15 or 20 of those years. So this is my friend John Svecki, the guy who writes all the songs for the Loomers and who put together that fantastic video. So let's welcome John Svecki.
All right, John.
All right.
Wherever he may be.
I think this would have been year 24.
Wow.
Band done. 1997 was our first year with you guys.
Maybe.
Yeah. And so it's a bummer not to be able to be playing some of these tunes live. In the cold and the rain and the and the hurricanes and it's a nice night tonight. Wouldn't it go figure, right? I'm gonna do so usually the Loomers are just sort of rock out the whole time that we're with you guys, and I love what I actually love about this format, like this online concert existence, is the ability to like do songs for friends and fans that you may not get to do on a big stage, because you can get more intimate with the tunes that you're doing. And I've been writing some songs here and there in the last couple of years, so I want to do a couple new ones for you guys tonight. And they're quiet, and they're I hope that they're the sort of thing that we're all sort of dreaming for these days and yearning for and all that. And that's just kind of where my head's at the moment. But they're not depressing or anything. They're just, I want to upsell it or downsell it. So I'm just gonna play. All right, here we go. This is called Gather Round, and hopefully we all can soon. My mother baked the best damn apple pies. She always said it was Grandma's recipe. She made them on Thanksgiving for 40-something years. Made our house a home for friends and family. Gather round me, my children. Gather round, old friends of mine. Gather round, my door is open. You are welcome anytime. Gather round, my kitchen table. It's waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. My wife sings like an angel, that's no lie. Y'all know her because you've seen her. And she can find a harmony in any song. And when we sing together, man, the whole world disappears. But everyone around us wants to sing along. Gather around me, my children. Gather around, old friends of mine. Gather around, my door is open. You are welcome anytime. Gather around, our basement concert. It's waiting for you now. Gather round, I go to church. On Sundays at least I try. I'm hungry for salvation from the news. And as I listen to the sermons and the music in the air, my heart is filled with love and gratitude. Gather around me, my children. Gather around, old friends of mine. Gather around, my door is open. You are welcome anytime. Gather around, my sanctuary is waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. Gather round me, my children. Gather round, old friends of mine. Gather around, my heart is open. You are welcome anytime. Gather around my kitchen table. It's waiting for you now. Gather round, gather round, gather round. Gather round, gather round, gather round.
Oh, John, that was terrific. Woo!
John.
I like that.
Thank you all so much.
Sean, that was great, man. That was great. That's brand new, right?
Yeah, it's about a year old now, yeah.
Yeah,
That's really nice. Just feels perfect for the moment, doesn't it?
Yep, yep.
All right, John, you'll hang around and we'll chat a little bit when we get around again. So let's hear it again for John Sept.
Great.
All right, so now it's my pleasure to introduce, Heavyweight at the festival. He's a closing act here. This is somebody that I remember way back in the beginning. He was in a duo and he's worked his way up so that when him and his band hit the stage, it's rocking at the festival. This is the guy that writes the songs and does most of the lead singing for a band called Self-Esteem, and he's my friend. His name is Tony Morosi. Here you go.
Hey, you guys, it's great to see you.
Good to see you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Turn your reverb off. Tony.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So I spent all day trying to get this thing to work. I had it working like all year, and then when Don asked me to do this, I said, well, I got to make sure it's working. Well, I forgot what all these buttons are for, so. Look at this. I got this nice, pretty looking board over here, but I don't know how to use it. Anyway, it looks good. Kind of like Peter, if any of you knows Peter. So it's great to be here. It's great to see all you guys here, and I really miss every one of you. Hi, Curtis. Hi, Pam. It's really good to be here. John, that was a great song, and the only good thing about not being at Sober in the Sun this year is it gives me time to come up with some new music, huh, Curtis? So that was a great song, and Don, you've been a powerful example for me to write new music, and John, you coming up with you're doing those open mics all the time. I wish I could, but I don't know. I can play in front of 1,000 people. When I get on here with 30 people, it's like, oh. So, anyway, I'm going to try this guitar. Can you hear the guitar?
Sounds good, Tony. Everything sounds really good, buddy.
Okay. Well, we're just going to go with, I don't know. All right. Another day without a drink. Now my hands begin to shake. Little men from outer space. Empty bottles, dirty plates. And the sheets are soaked with sweat. Has it happened to you yet? See the devil eye to eye. Shut the windows, close the blinds. Take the edge off just a sip. Pour another, leave a tip. Try to make it home by 10. Had to call in sick again. Promise God that you will stop. You won't drink another drop on another binge again. Is it ever gonna end? Nothing changes if nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Time to open up the blinds. Noontime daylight, sweet sunshine. Let the light in, mercy, please. Give me strength to bend my knees. Take what you need and leave the rest. Dump your garbage, they suggest. Helpless, hopeless, time will tell. I'm getting off this carousel. When I pray for what I please, I usually get just what I need. Another day without a drink. I finally found that missing link. Promise God that you will stop. You won't drink another drop on another binge again. Is it ever gonna end? Nothing changes if nothing changes. And nothing changes if nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing's changed.
Woo! All right.
That was fun. That was fun.
Great job.
That was excellent, Tony.
Woo!
You know, you've done some fantastic work in this world. I was watching video of you and your band playing for kids in high schools and all that stuff. So I'm real proud to be your friend. So will you hang around? We'll go around one more time and we can chat.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, let's hear it again from my friend Tony.
Woo!
Great to see you guys. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around.
All right. They got nowhere to go, Tony. Where are they going to go? All right, so now I want to do something so I do these shows every Thursday, and I'm always trying to think of ways to make them interesting and to hang on, and to show my appreciation for people who come all the time. And so a couple weeks ago I said, listen, you want me to play something that I don't normally play? Write up an introduction to it, and I'll do it. So I asked my friend Sarah, who comes to every concert. She supports everybody. She's the voice you hear after every song. Just makes people feel the best. And I have such a place in my heart for her and her husband. They're coming from California. They drove all the way from California tonight. So wonderful job there. But Sarah asked me to play this song, which I, again, haven't played for over a decade probably. But Sarah, you introduce it and I'll play it. How's that?
Sure. So the first time that I heard this song, it kind of blew my mind, really. And when I think about this song, I think about this as the quintessential Dawn White song, because in the words of Stefan from Saturday Night Live, this song has everything. It has rage, it has love, it has laughter, it has sadness and depression and lust and everything. And I just think this song is genius. You know, it's really genius. And John says that he wrote this sort of as a FU to the record company because they were trying to make him be a pop singer or something, you know, that's just unrealistic. And so he was trying to make it be like something that there's no way they would publish it. and everything that a song shouldn't be. But to me, it's everything a song should be. It takes you on an emotional roller coaster ride. And the first time I heard it, it was at the beginning of my journey of starting to experience feelings and learn how to handle them and learn how to experience them. And I cried and laughed and raged all in this song while listening to it the first time. I think at Sober in the Sun actually, and it just blew my mind. And I've been a fan ever since. And certainly, I love all your other songs too, and have special places in my heart for many of them. But this one, I think, is the quintessential John White song. And here it is, the MTV love song.
Thank you, Sarah. That was really sweet. I'm blushing. Look how red I am. It's not because it's not because of all that red behind me, but so yeah. They kept saying with my record. I was with several record companies. Well, two and a half, and record companies, and they would say to me, "Don't bore us. Get to the chorus." And you got to have lyrics in here that people can sing, sing along to. I'm like, I hate all you people. I hate all of this. I'm gonna write a song with just one note in it. That was my goal at first. With one note, that's all, And so, but I couldn't do that. It was too hard. So this song has, as Sarah said, 3 verses, no chorus, no bridge, no repeating lines. It's the most unmarketable song in the history of songwriting, and I take great pride in the in it. But so it's 3 verses with 3 different emotional agendas: playful and funny, really serious and hard, and then sort of moving out of that to talk about the bigness of love, and then sweet at the end. So it was just an experiment, but I'm so glad that it found a home in a few people's hearts here. And I had to practice it today, Sarah, just so
All right. I gave him warning.
Should have practiced it some more. I'm 64, she's 63. Our grandkids were over watching MTV, and there were women gyrating all over the screen with some amazing dance moves, if you know what I mean. There was a young man singing a song about love, while these women danced around him all shaking their stuff. I said, you don't think that I could handle those young wild girls? She said, there ain't enough Viagra in the whole wide world. And then she laughed that laugh that I love so well. It filled the room and it cast a spell. And while they sang about love on MTV, I sat and thought about what love means to me. Let's say you get married, you have a little boy for 3 sweet years. He brings you love and joy, but before he turns 4, that kid gets sick. And Jesus comes to take him, takes him real quick. And when they lower him into that cold, dark hole, they bury your heart and they bury your soul. And after that you walk around like you were still alive, but your heart is underground by that little kid's side. So how could you have known that your heart still lived inside the love of the mother of that little kid, and that when the time was perfect she would plant the seed in the hole where your old heart used to be, and with the right amount of water, the right amount of sun, she'd bring you back among the living and back among the love. Do you really think a love that is just about sex could ever grow you back a heart that was ripped from your chest? All these stupid young punks in the videos singing songs about love. What the hell do they know? Woo. Well, don't get me wrong, I love to see lots of women gyrating on my TV. It's exciting, it's erotic, it's amusing, it's fun. It is a whole lot of things, but it's sure not love. This love I have known, it cannot be explained. It is the kind that finds heaven through the terror and the pain. It is a glance, a whisper, a prayer, it's a smile. It's even some gentle gyrations, you know, every once in a while.
Yeah.
Thank
Love
you.
it, Don.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I just have to say one thing before we move on for this. I don't know how weird it is. I wrote that song, I was 41 years old. Now, my wife and I are the exact same age as the two characters in that song. I'm 63, she's 64. I need to go to bed now. Sorry. I'll see you later. All right, so let's bring back our friend Bonnie. Bonnie, let's chat a little bit. Come on now.
Bonnie!
Hey, Bonnie, where are you? There you
I'm
are.
afraid to unmute. Am I feedbacking?
Not yet.
Okay, good.
So listen, I want to talk to you just a little bit. So we're gonna go through one more time, and then we'll wrap this up. So everyone knows the sort of timeline on this. We'll get you out of here by 9:30 or so. But I want to talk this time through. I just want to chat with everybody a little bit. So where do you live, Bonnie?
So I live in Plainville, Connecticut.
Uh-huh.
We just moved back about 2 years ago. We spent 8 years in Nashville, and moved back 2 years ago to be closer to family.
Were you doing the Nashville thing, the songwriter thing? I mean, your songs are very beautifully crafted, so it feels like there's a little Nashville in them.
Thanks. Yeah, I was. If they say you can do anything if you stay sober, that's what my sponsor told me. And it's been 21 years.
Ah, congratulations.
Woo!
And about 10 years ago, I told my God, where does the time go? I don't even know. But 10 years ago, I told my husband, Shane, I said, I just want to go down and check it out. I just want to check it out and check out Nashville. And he said, all right. And then he said, why don't you spend the summer down there? Just kind of get it. I think he was hoping I'd get it out of my system. Stars in my eyes. It was wonderful. It was such a wonderful experience. So we spent 8 years there, but we have 2 little girls. They're 4 and 7. And so we wanted to be close to my mama and my sisters and, my brother, and my dad's here now. He moved back from Mississippi. So all our family, Shane's family's here too. So, but I'm still close with some Nashville friends and hope to go back and visit, but
well, I think what you're doing is beautiful. It's just beautifully put together. Your voice is great. The songs are nicely done, and I'm so glad to get to hear a bunch of them. Brandon will put your information on how people can find your CDs and your website and all that. It's in there several times, but he'll pop it in now. So if you scroll to the bottom, it'll be there, everybody. So be sure and go and check out all these artists tonight, but and see what they're doing and support them. It's a hard time to be an artist now, and if you like what Bonnie does or anybody else here, you can check them out. Buy one of their CDs. Remember buying CDs? That was a good thing that people used to do. There you go. So Bonnie, will you play another song for us? I certainly hope you will.
Sure, I would love to. Thank you. I don't know what I can't figure out which to play. Okay, I want to play a song that I wrote with my friend Alice Bargeron and Alan Chervell. Just because this is for Sober in the Sun, I thought this might be a good one to sing. We wrote this song. I started it. I was sponsoring a woman, and you fall in love with these sponsees in like in a not in that way, but like just I loved her so much, and I still do, but she was acting weird, and I felt like I couldn't get to her. Like I don't know if that makes sense. Like I would talk to her, but like I couldn't reach her, and ended up being that she was using. Makes sense, right? And so I dropped her off at rehab, and I started the song, and I wrote it with two friends of mine. It's called "I Stay, I Wait, I Pray," and if you can sing with me during the "I Stay, I Wait, I Pray," it can't happen. Just kidding. Don't sing with me during. Okay, because I guess there's a delay. Is there a delay or something? Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
absolutely
so this is not a sing along. This
absolutely will not work.
Imagine in your brain the sing along. Okay.
You can mute yourself and sing in your tight little square, but don't unmute it. It'll be like the 12th level of hell here.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Meeting opens up with a moment of silence, serenity prayer brings you to mind, and I wonder where you've been. I know the routine when people stop coming usually leads to the bottle and running back to those demons. I wish there was more I could do to get you through that doorway, but it's beyond me and you. I believe and keep my faith. I stay, I wait, I pray. 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 Silence on the drive on the way to rehab. What else can I say after admitting your relapse? But I've been there, I've been there. I can't change your fate in spite of myself. When your lowest place needs the highest help, that's the key to being free. I wish there was more I could do to get you through that doorway, but it's beyond me and you. I believe and keep my faith. I stay, I wait, I pray. 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 I'll be here for you, staying through the night. I'll be here for you, waiting for the light. I'll be here for you, praying it'll shine again in your eyes. Meeting opens up with a moment of silence. Serenity prayer leads you to mind it. I stay, I wait, I pray. 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 God's gonna do, stay, I wait, what we can do. I pray God's gonna do what we can do. I pray God's gonna do what we can do. God's gonna do what we can do. I stay, I wait, I pray.
Oh, beautiful, Bonnie.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Nice. Very nice.
Fabulous.
Oh, Bonnie, you sure brought some great energy to this thing tonight. Thank you for starting out and setting the tone and just ramping it up all the way through. I'm so glad to get to hear you. I trust that we'll be in the same place at the same time somewhere down the road. Everybody, let's give this woman a nice round of applause.
Hey, Bonnie.
Thanks, Dad.
Nice job, Bonnie.
Thank you,
Nice
Aaron.
job.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you so much, Bonnie.
You're welcome. All right. So, John Svecki, let's talk a little bit. Where are you, buddy? Let's see.
Wait for Brendan to.
There he is.
There
Unmute.
he is. Almost.
Ooh, I'm spotlighted.
There
Very
you
nice.
go. All right, so John, I mean, I first met John when I was doing open mics. At the very beginning, probably would have been the late '80s. Does that sound right to you, John?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then,
Yeah.
you know, so we were all banging around the same scene together, playing songs and all that. Later, we started writing songs together. That song, Angel in Pieces, John wrote the music to that, and we've written a bunch of songs lately. I usually kind of hold the lyrics close, and then John makes them sound better than my stinking 3 chords that I know there. And he'll write a bunch of chords, and I'll have to go home and learn them. But he's a real good friend of mine, and a real good pal. So let's see. How about this, John? What would you say? Who would you say like you were really influenced by before you started getting on stage? Like who, can you point at a couple of songwriters or musicians or something that you feel like really helped you, gave you inspiration at the beginning?
That's hard because I didn't know there was it was a gigantic shock to my 22-year-old system to learn that there was new singer-songwriter stuff going on, as opposed to like the Bob Dylans and James Taylors of the world. That there was actually this thriving scene of people like us playing in clubs like Passim and folk coffee houses and places like that in the late 80s. And I had no idea. I was like in the world of learning about Bob Dylan songs and listening to the Beatles and classic rock and all that. I didn't know how to be on stage. And then I went to these folk places and I saw people like John Gorka and Bill Morrissey. And I thought, oh my God, these people write like short stories as songs. And it was like, it just completely blew my mind. And watching those people, if I look at it like if people like you would be the person that someone coming up would watch on stage and say, "Oh my God, how does that guy do that?" And I would see Bill Morrissey do that, and I'd be like, "How does he sing these like crushingly amazing short story songs and then tell jokes in between them?" And you're just like laughing, and then you're like, "Oh my God!" In 2.5 minutes, this guy's written a novel and sung it to you, and that kind of thing was inspirational and aspirational, and I don't think I've ever gotten to it. I'm still trying to get to that kind of thing, and that's what's great about writing with you is that you have lyrical ideas and they're always fully formed, and then. But I really want it to sound like this. All right, okay, great. It's a great opportunity for me to like have my fun with some music, and then go back and do my thing where I can take some of what you just did and learn from that and make it part of my next thing. And the process always keeps growing, and I can't stop talking about stuff like this, so I'm gonna just shut myself down.
You're gonna have to because
I
we're
know.
your song. But that was great, so I appreciate that, and yeah, we'll be seeing you. We'll be writing some more new songs now. We have to do it online now, but okay. So why don't you play another tune for us, please, John?
All right, so this one is brand new. I've played it the first time I played it was at our End Construction reunion concert online a couple of weeks ago, and I still have the lyrics. You can't see them, but they're on a thing in front of me here. So I'm going to be kind of looking at the lyrics and trying to make my way through it. So act like it's the greatest thing you've ever heard when it's done.
All right.
Now this may sound crazy for sure, but I don't need love anymore. I've got a beautiful family, got a wonderful wife, got more love than one man deserves in one life. And I might go to hell if I say that I don't need any more faith.
with my God, even though I don't pray. But there's one thing I still need in my world every day. I need some kind of kindness. It's easy to find. It's not complicated. It comes in all sizes. It's a hand to hold on to when you're falling over. It's a pat on the back, a squeeze of a shoulder. Kindness and tips for drivers of delivery vans. It's a smile for the clerk at a roadside fruit stand. Kindness is paying it forward in a coffee shop line. It's teddy bears and windows. It's homemade yard signs. Kindness is picking up groceries for your elderly neighbors. It's brothers in arms when you need a favor. Kindness is dinners on doorsteps. It's sympathy cards. Kindness is calling your sister. Her whole damn year has been hard. I need some kind of kindness. Kindness wherever I can find it. Kindness is simple, it's honest and true. It helps ease the burdens we're all living through. I need some kind of kindness. Kindness wherever I can find it. Kindness is humble, it's real and profound. I need kindness, especially now. I need kindness, especially now.
Nice, John.
Woo! John, that's beautiful.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, that's a keeper, John.
Thank you.
I love it.
John, thank you so much for being here for all the years at Over in the Sun, and for being my pal for all these years. You're a good guy. Look forward to doing lots more with you down the line. Let's hear it one more time for John Svetke, please.
Thank you all very, very much. It's so nice to see you all.
All right, so before we get to Tony, I wanted to ask Brandon if he will just one more time put all of the donation information in all of the 3 chat rooms. That's at Facebook and YouTube and over here on Zoom, so that people remember that if they can afford it, that they'll be helping out the Dawn White Ramen Noodle Fund, of course, but more importantly, Sober in the Sun and all the work that they do. So just want to put that last reminder there as we wind this thing down. So let's go to my friend Tony Morosi. Can we spotlight him, Brandon?
Hey, Don.
So Tony, let's talk a little bit. So I mean, I met you pretty much through these festivals. I'll bet the first time I met you probably was in the 90s. Does that sound about right to you?
Yep, it was quite a long time ago. I mean, I want to say probably almost 20 years ago.
Right, and you've really, I'm really been impressed with what you've done. Not like the band is really good, but also you get out there and do good work. I mean, you're actively out there bringing these songs that you write so beautifully to people who need them, to schools, to keep kids together and all that. And so do you want to talk just a little bit about that? I know, you know, about the outreach part of what you do.
Yeah, Dale and I started that a long time ago. You know, we thought, You know Dale, everybody knows Dale, or most of you do, and you know, mostly in schools, they have people go into schools with ties and jackets, and they, you know, they bring books and they tell the kids, you know, that you can't do this and you can't do that, and we thought, you know, why don't we go in with our jeans and sneakers and t-shirts and sing some stupid songs, you know, and let them know where we came from and what all of this took from us, and just leave them with that, you know, with the not tell them they had to do anything, just planting the seed, you know, and letting them know that it's a choice, you know, when they leave that auditorium. And you know, we had several kids come up to us afterwards. We, you know, so one of them even came to Sober in the Sun and helped me out for the weekend, and some of them have gone back out, but some of them have stayed sober and continued on, and now they're out of high school, and it's you know, it's just a nice, fun, effective, non-threatening way to get across to the kids.
Well, I think my feeling about it is that if I was a kid, your songs are really good. They're upbeat. They're funny. They're, you know, they're real. You know, no kid is like, if you're dressed up in a suit or you're coming from, you know, with all respect to all those people who are trying to do really good work, but it's easy for a kid to blow that off the same way he's blowing off his teachers and everybody else in his life. But kids are smart, especially kids that are street kids, and they know right away when they see you that there's nothing that they're doing that you haven't done. So don't be trying to put one over on Tony, young man. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's a powerful tool, and I think you're onto something. I think you probably do more, and when you do it, than other, you know, that it's a straighter line to where they live, you know. So congratulations on that.
You also, Don, when I first met you, I mean, you had me in tears down there on the stage, you know, and I'm just going, I can't believe what I'm hearing, you know. Long time ago, you know, it was, and it stuck with me every year. I go out there and watch you, and you still have me in tears. You know what I mean? And it's the message, and I watch other people out there, and how I can tell just by looking at them that they're hearing it. You know, same with our music. You know, we look out in the audience and we can see people. Some of them actually know the words to our songs. Go figure that. But you know, I really. Bonnie, that was beautiful, beautiful song. But all of them were, you know, all of them were tonight. And I want to start working on some, you know, it's just been so depressing with what's going on now, you know, and with the corona and with what's happening in all these cities and stuff. So I've kind of just backed out of music, and I'm glad that you called, you know, and I appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad to be that guy for you, Tony. You got something to offer in this world, and I'm happy to drag you back into it whenever you want. I want to say one more thing, and this is for my friends that are watching on different platforms that don't know about this festival. And Tony, you tell me if you agree with this. I play sometimes 130 shows a year. I mean, I've been really blessed and lucky to play a lot and to tour North America and all that. But I never find an audience like this audience. And what I mean by that is their hearts are right there at the surface. They've been through a lot as a group. You know, they made bad decisions, lost people that they love. They're grasping with each other to try to get back in line and to help each other get back in line. So when you play for them, it doesn't feel like any other audience. It's almost like I just look out and there's 1,000 hearts out there without bodies on them. You know, I can just feel everybody's heart, and it's a real privilege. I mean, I'm assuming that you feel that way too. You've played for other audiences. You know the difference, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Don.
All right, Tony, why don't you play something for us?
Okay, well, thank you all for coming tonight. And
Thank you.
I miss all of you, and can't wait till next year. Okay, so here's a song called It Takes What It Takes. I got friends in the east and friends in the west who are dead. Well, it's a crying shame when all you do is hurt the ones you love. You sell your guitars and your cars and anything you can think of. It takes what it takes, just a little bit more. You go back out, try to even out the score. It never works out. Well, it's the afternoon and you're just crawling out of your bed. You can't remember last night or what you did or what you said. Well, it's not quite clear, but you think that you just wrecked your car. You should have stayed home instead of going back out to that bar. It takes what it takes, then a little bit more. You go back out, try to even out the score. It never works out. Now I've decided to choose to throw away the booze and the drugs and forget all that macho shit and trade in for some hugs. Now it's mistakes to make and the choices you take to survive. I should have been dead every day, I thank God I'm alive. It takes what it takes, then a little bit more. You go back out, try to even out the score. It never works out.
Nice job, Tony. Beautiful.
Thank you, Tony.
All right. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Good job, Tony. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for participating in this and for all the years of friendship and support out there in the world. And we'll see you certainly next year. But don't hide. You know, you got something to say. You got something positive to put in the world there, and you got the technology to do it. Try to figure out that beautiful, colorful board. I'm sure it can help you. All right, boys and girls, I want to take this a minute here now and thank everybody from the festival. First, certain of all, Ted and Tony, of course, and Curtis. Unmute yourself. Let me just talk to you for a minute there, buddy. Where are you? Is he still here? Where is he?
Hey, Don, how you doing?
Oh, good,
Curtis!
man. Curtis, my man. Everything okay with you, Curtis? Your family all right? Everybody all right?
All things are great here, Don. All things are great.
Okay, good. And thank you again for all that you're doing, too. This is a guy, man, you know, Curtis told me the funniest story. He goes, I put together these crews, you know, they all got problems, and I give them a chance. He goes, I can tell when they're not doing good because one of my trucks disappears, and then he goes, Dawn, then I have to go to Lynn to find it.
Yep, that's right. Spot on, Don.
But I think the world of you, and I know that you're a climb out of bed if somebody needs you, no matter what, guy. And there's not a lot of them in the world. So much love to you, Mr. and Mrs. Curtis Wilson over there by Pan.
Thank you. I learned from the best. People like you, Tony, Teddy, of course.
Yeah, it's a remarkable group. Like I said earlier, my worlds have been separated. You know, my regular world, you know, my doesn't know anything about this, but now they're just going home, going, "Wow, John White has a complex life, doesn't he?" All right, so thank you, everybody, and let's thank all of our musicians and artists, the Loomers, of course, and John Svetke and Bonnie and Rosie. Thank you, everybody, for playing along. And you know, if you go to Don White, if you go to donwhite.net, you can always figure out how to get in to see me, or just pop on my website on Thursday on Facebook. You'll see the stream. And thanks everybody who's watching on Facebook. We decided that Facebook, let's see, YouTube is over here. Hello everyone on YouTube. How you doing? Facebook is over here. Hi everybody on Facebook. Stop watching cat videos. The show is still going on. What are you doing? And so I'm going to end with something that I'm working on. Some of the people who come every week have watched this thing develop, but I just thought I'd play it tonight because when I was writing it, I was thinking about this festival and these people, because the idea of this song is people are raised sometimes by people who are not well enough to raise them. They're not really raising them. They're feral. The kids are raising themselves. And when you see a situation like that, and there's 5 children in the family, and they all turn out not being able to function in the world, nobody's surprised by that, right? It's what you expect. But sometimes, and Sober in the Sun, the field out there at these festivals is full of people who figured out on their own, without any example, how to be kind, how to be nurturing, how to take care of their kids. When nobody took care of them, nobody nurtured them, all of that stuff. And I think it's an underappreciated miracle when somebody turns out to be all the things that they were taught not to be. Push people out of the way was the message you got from your parents, but you turned out to be kind and generous. You're not nurtured as a kid because they're too ill to nurture you, but somehow you find it, not by example, but in your own heart. I just want to let everybody know that I think that's amazing when I see it. I think it's a miracle, and also that I'm older now, much older, and my idea of what's beautiful has a lot less to do with what shines and what's colorful. It has to do with the journey it took you to get to being somebody awesome. That's where I see beauty now. It's not in your figure or your face or what God gave you for looks or anything like that. It's the story. I walk past the manicured garden, and I'm impressed with the weed that found its way up through the crack in the asphalt, because I think the journey, nobody was helping it, and it figured out how to do it. So that's kind of what this is about. Talk about sticking a novel into a song. Here we go. But anyway, thank you all for this, and I love you, and I'll see you all soon. And
Love you too.
Anybody out there that needs to raise money for something, reach out to me and we'll talk about it. I can't promise you I'll do it, but I do have a series that I do every week, and I perform all the time, and we're able to raise some money. Not a ton, but all right. You were taught by your world that empathy and kindness were the kind of things that make a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life, and trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity, singing cruelty's always weak, but love and empathy are strong enough to break the chains of selfishness and greed. Gentle is the strongest thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, it's not your hypnotizing smile, it's not any of the many things that everyone can see. No, it's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful to me. You know it is not your fault that heroin and alcohol too ill to give their children what they really need. But it sure would have been nice to be encouraged once or twice, to feel safe at night, or to have a life with just a little normalcy. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. Singing when you feel hatred in your heart, you just remember who you are, and that underneath the weight of hate, your heart cannot be free. Forgiving is the stronger thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, it's not your hypnotizing smile, it's not any of the many things that everyone can see. No, it's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me.
Dawn, that was beautiful.
Right.
Thank you. Oh,
I love it.
beautiful.
All right, so here, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna everybody go in the gallery view there if you want. Unmute yourselves, and if you want to talk to each other or whatever, this thing is essentially over. But if any of you guys want to talk or hang around, you're welcome to. But don't feel any obligation to stay. But go ahead and Brandon, is everyone able to unmute themselves if they so choose?
Yep. They can close now.
All right, so
Should
we
I
might
stop